So greetings all of you. In this session, Monica will be looking at ways of maintaining a stable stillness, peace, openness and silence in the being. It should be a great session. Over to you, Monica.
James, and namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in today again. So today I thought we'll just maybe experience practically in the body what we have been talking mostly in the first two sessions. And also I would like to maybe, if there are doubts and questions, we can take. But again, that usually the nature of a doubt is that it keeps on coming again and again. And we all know that in time, all our doubts, they find their resolutions or they themselves dissolve. So I can't guarantee that it will be resolution for all the doubts, but definitely the questions, since all of us go through similar challenges, so questions can be helpful just to take up together. So before we take up doubts, I'll just, or do the practice today, we'll just maybe shortly summarize. I use a few keywords to summarize things which are necessary for what we are up to in this workshop. One of the things is that the chatter will remain, but we have to go somewhere else. We can't wait for the chatter or the unresolved knots to completely first resolve and then I will make the ascent. No, that's not going to happen. So the chatter can remain in the background, just like you have a house and there may be a spider in the back wall, and it doesn't matter, it is there. It has its own place and it can roam around. So like that, let the chatter remain. We will let the chatter remain. We will just not, what we were talking, fuel it. Will not make it bigger than our lives. And we all have some or few attached spots or knots in our lives which are waiting resolution. We all of us have that, but we can't wait for them to resolve and make this adventure go forward. So that's one point. Second is the importance of absolute immobility and stillness in the being. This we will practice today. That all the problems of the life may be there and we can put them on the side for the time being. And when we want to still be totally still and sit with that stillness and immobility, there also we have the mastery. Yes, we can do that. So we can call that stillness and immobility anytime that we want, irrespective of the knots and unresolved dots in our life. That is the second thing. And the third was two movements that we were talking of: a deeper movement within the heart, in the depths of our heart, where we have to find mother's living image and make it more concrete for us, make again and again a contact with that consciousness, and the same consciousness also turned upwards a few inches above the head, what we have been talking, because there, when we station and stabilize that station above the head, there the descent comes down and you feel it. And last point, which I had mentioned yesterday, was the area of the tummy, the stomach, and below the stomach. That is an area where we have to actually invoke, one can say, absolute immobility and stillness, because it's a very one can say monkey like area, restless. It's the vital area, and all the disturbance mostly in our lives are because of that area. So if we, from outside, we can call peace and stabilize that peace in the tummy and below the tummy area, that also helps the total overall stillness of the being, so that the descent can be taken in, called from above. So these were the few points, and with that we will do a short practice. And after the practice, maybe a few moments of silence, and then we can have our questions or discussion. So before we start, if there is any doubt, we can take. Is there any doubt? So just maybe taking a very comfortable sitting position, or if you're lying down, lying position, making the whole body absolutely relaxed and quiet and still. Hush. So it doesn't mean that you can't move the body, you can, but in general, there is a quietness and stillness in the body. Feel the body from within, checking all the corners, supervising it from top to bottom, and making sure that it has heard the command. Like a mountain, still, steady. All the problems can wait, so we put them in the background. We don't think about it right now. Absolute stillness. Take a moment to go deep in the heart, in the horizontal depths of the heart, and find Mother, her consciousness there. And visualize Mother's image, any image that you like, seated there. She's here with us. And as we make more concrete this presence that she has left, a portion of herself in us, as we make it more concrete, this is the part which helps us in the ascent also. Now we'll just travel in the body, go around the tummy area, below the heart. We're traveling, going, just checking if there is stillness and peace and quietude. And if not, we invoke stillness there in the navel region and the tummy, as if a solid peace has descended, taken its place there. Nothing moves inside. When you have stabilized that peace within, in the tummy, you're now going to move upwards. And now we are just above our head, a few inches above our head. And we're placing our attention there, like an inverted mirror, as Mother says, looking upwards, or like a solar panel, always open to the light. Above the head, we can go around because there is freedom there, there is vastness there, there is wideness above the head. We can make a round and see how far we can go above the head in all the directions. See yourself stretching in all the directions. Experience the wideness above, the height and the wideness in all the directions above the head. Aspect of the Mother, Maheshwari, wideness, vastness. So now we are just going to stabilize our attention above our head and just experience that space, how it is to be seated there. We are not going to make any conclusions, just feeling, staying there. And as we stay above the head, we can allow the trickle of the descent to come in. We can remain porous and open. Like trickling of water from above. Like letting it come down and seep in and trickle into the body. Remaining relaxed above. Porous, open, still and relaxed. As if all the begging that we do in our life, that begging bowl is now turned upwards towards infinity, not towards any particular person. We have placed the bowl above our head. Gathers the gift of a higher consciousness and letting it permeate our body. Our job is to just maintain it, stability in the station above, just for the love of it, just for the fun of it, not for ambition or any want. And feeling the descent of peace in the whole body, peace entering the mind, nose, cheeks, throat, back, shoulders, heart, abdomen area, and going further down into your limbs, thighs, navel region, and below. If there is an action of force from above, descent of force, if not, it's fine. If it is there, we can feel it tangibly in the body. Wherever, how far it is traveling, letting it travel. Touch all the centers in the body, wherever it is touching. Staying still with it. From time to time, maintaining the contact in the station above. Like an open, porous, receptive mirror. Taking time also to feel the space above. Just like during the day we feel all the thoughts, feelings, our own body, there is also something above the body that we can experience. Can be tangibly experienced if we give it attention. Taking a walk around in the consciousness above. Away from the brain lodged consciousness. And if we remember Sri Aurobindo's picture, where he's seated on the sofa like a king, like a marble statue, we can also place him above our head, experience his wideness and touch of his feet above the head. And in the heart, we find the mother. From above, we feel the pressure of his feet. And feeling the intimacy of their presence in our being. We can slowly, maintaining the similar consciousness, we can try also to now open our eyes, and we won't lose anything. There's nothing that we are going to lose. We'll try to maintain that touch even with the eyes open. Maintain that ingatheredness. Even while we move or open ourselves to the sense mind, we can have that ingatheredness and touch with these two stations above. So that's just a short something for us. We can experiment in our own times, and not necessarily that we have to follow this thing. It's just an example, and whatever we resonate with, whatever helps us in gather and concentrate and rise above and deeper, we can make use of that. Yeah, so if there is anything that we want to discuss today, we can take. I should have rather done this exercise later. It dissolves questions for the time being, at least. Yeah, anything from yesterday or the day before, if we have on our mind and we would like to, or something that we experience in our day-to-day life, that it's a question on your mind, we can take.
Just wanted to mention that when you brought in the Maheshwari loop, just when you go above, I think that really helped me. Seeing that vastness, and so thank you for that. And also yesterday when we started the practice, and the word just stillness, but the intention that we say it with makes a big difference in the body. The right away, it's like a tension kind of, all those things come in. So I think those two things were very powerful for me. Thank you.
Yes, Monica?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yes. This exercise of experiencing a stillness in the body is really indeed very helpful. I did not experience it earlier, as I said yesterday also. I exercise it today also in the morning, and during the day, try to station my consciousness as above the head or inside. I was thinking, or this is a curiosity or question, that due to physical environment, body has a discomfort feeling, like excessive गर्मी और humidity जैसे है, और उसमें बहुत बेचैनी होती है. Though I tried to understand it like that, I was reading the कारावास की कहानी. तो उसमें जो श्री अरविंद मई के महीने में जिस तरह से गर्मी थी और जैसे वो थी, तो कैसे बर्दाश्त करते थे. एंड आई वाज आस्किंग कि वो कैसे इस स्थिति को हम मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा भी पा सकते हैं. जैसे बहुत मच्छर काट रहा है, तो मैं इमेजिन करी थी कि बारिश के दिनों में वहां पानी गिर रहा है, ये है, ये है, ये है. और हम जब वो डिस्कम्फर्ट होता है बॉडी का, तो उस दौरान क्या हम इसको थोड़ा कैसे इसको हम यूज कर सकते हैं.
Yeah, thank you. So I think it feels like the discomfort of the body will hamper stationing or in gathering the consciousness wherever we want it to, right? Or maintaining the stillness. At times it can happen, it may be true, but I feel that whether it is too much emotional discomfort, too much, where we can label it as suffering, or whether it is too much physical discomfort, I feel it actually serves as how there is a fire behind the rocket. It propels it forward, right? So if there is a fire behind the rocket, that is what is responsible for the propulsion. So I have experienced that, in fact, it appears that these physical discomforts or emotional discomforts, dhyan nahi lag raha, ya I can't do that. But I have found it reverse for myself also at times, that whenever the trouble is just too much and you can't really do much about that trouble, it actually becomes so much intenser, and also I can use the word simple to ingather the consciousness, because you just want peace at any cost now. It's just too much of either physical pain or emotional discomfort, and somehow that propels you to the forward to the ascent, to make that ascent. Otherwise, if things are very hunky-dory in day-to-day life, emotionally you don't have much discomforts, physically also things are okay, I have seen personally with myself that I am not able to ascend that much, because there is no intensity in life, there is no fire behind the rocket. So the discomfort, whether it is emotional discomfort or physical discomfort, it can, I'm just giving a possibility that it can actually serve as a propeller. Ki ab to karna hi padega. Now I'll have to ingather and station, because this is just too much. I can't handle this much of intensity. So at times it can serve as a propeller towards the higher consciousness. You can also have a look in that kind of a way. Because you can't do much about the outer. See, you're talking
Right.
about the physical, right? There's hardly, you can't change nature. And if there is no AC, no whatever all the comforts that we have, then what can you do? We don't like to continue to just complain, because complaining gives us trouble. And all that we want to seek in this situation is a bit of solace, right? So for that bit of solace, we will make the ascension, because now it's just too much. So I have seen that at times this trouble, whether it is physical trouble or emotional, mental trouble, it may actually serve as a propeller, that intensity, that ab to karna hi padega, now I will have to do. Just like in case of, with Savitri, in Savitri, she's grieving and she's saying, my strength is taken away from me. Now, what do you want me to do? I can't move. And then the voice says that, how will you show your face to the divine when you go? That you left the work undone. So do the work for which you have come, no matter how much in pain. So forget the pain for a while and do the work that you are supposed to do. She's also in pain. And she's taken up this pain so that she can show us the path. That in pain, through pain, how is this possible? Because pain is something which is very common to our lot right now. In ordinary consciousness, we have all kinds of pain, mental, emotional, physical. When we can do something about it, we must do. Any symptomatic relief or whatever we can do. But if we can turn it into a propeller for our sadhana, that serves the best. Because उसमें आपकी ना consciousness ingather हो जाती. So whenever there is even physical too much discomfort, you have seen, we must have experienced, that if I am usually scattered in 10,000 different places, because of that physical discomfort, all those 9,000, whatever, 99, एक minus कर लो 10,000 में से, they will actually disappear for some time. Because this one is troubling just too much. Right? So all my attention is like gathered to that particular thing that now I am struggling with. All the rest does not matter right now. So pain, or whether it is physical, emotional pain, it leads to a kind of an ingathering. And ingathering is something like a nail. If you hammer a nail on the wall, if you have seen, nail is pointed towards the end. So it's like it's getting ingathered, becomes a nail. And now the hammer, tha, and it's easy to put it into the wall. A blunt nail, you can't do much with it. It'll break the wall. So this ingathering happens with physical or emotional pain. And I feel that this serves a very good propeller to make either a deeper ascent, deeper going within, or making the ascent upwards. In many cases, it can help. So we can also experiment like that. Because for the want of solace, we will make some movement. When it's physically discomforting, we want solace. We crave for solace. Why? Because solace is our true nature. The only thing is that our solace becomes dependent upon people and situations. That we have to get rid of. Can we have a solace which is not dependent on people and situations? That is something we all are trying to find our way towards. A solace irrespective of outside and even the physical body. Satchidananda in any situation. That's our striving. And also another few, of course, these can be discussed in very many ways. One of the ways is to go very close to that physical discomfort. Usually whenever there is pain, We are trying to run away from pain. This is very natural with us. We run towards pleasure and run away from pain. And this becomes the chalti chaki dekh ke diya kabira roy. This is the chaki. Running towards pleasure, running away from pain. Running towards pleasure, running away from pain. And like that, we drain ourselves and our energies. So when there is pain, and Sri Aurobindo talks about his scorpion bite, if you can read that anecdote, it would be nice. And he says that in the scorpion bite, one can experience the delight of the divine.
It's very
Because-
difficult to imagine. even.
I know. No, so we can experiment. These are just experiments that we can do.
Mm.
That's going so close, being so intimate with that pain that you are physical discomfort that you are experiencing, that there is nothing in the being that is resisting that discomfort. So you become one with the discomfort. And then when we become one with the discomfort, then actually we can feel in little situations, there is a kind of a delight, because delight is basis of existence. And when we go close to anything, totally सारे पर्दे गिरते जाएं, कोई पर्दा नहीं बचे बीच में कि ये मुझे हो रहा है. You just for the experience sake, you go very, very close to that physical discomfort. There also there is an experience waiting for us. Again, just one of the ways in which we can talk about it and experience it practically for us. क्योंकि complaining में तो हम कहीं नहीं रहते. अगर situation complaining वाली है और we just keep on complaining and do nothing about it, then we are nowhere. It troubles us very badly. So either you make symptomatic relief and calm down the situation a little bit, or either we make the relief within ourselves, a complete shift of consciousness, which now is not dependent on the outer for the solace. जो आप अलीपुर जेल का फॉर एग्जांपल एक्सपीरियंस बता रहे थे. Yeah. It's very inspirational, that experience.
I will try to do that. Instead of scorpion bite, it's a mosquito bite.
Yeah. Yes, Pranav ji.
We should either get immune to this. We should have immunity to these things. This takes time to do. Mosquito bite will certainly help. It will kind of create problems. But then it is a kind of, developing unity is a practice issue. So I think this could be a part of the journey. So it's what we read about the scriptures, people used to, I don't know, the methodical story, but they say they went to the tough journey. They call it kind of, difficult conditions, staying in the forest and all. So this is something, yes, because this is the reality what she said just now. So we are so living in a world of so much comfort, probably, A little bit of physical discomfort makes a difference, because it's still there in surface consciousness. This takes time. But then probably, yes, this is not an easy, but it can happen with practice.
Yes, this is called titiksha. You have to develop titiksha.
Yeah.
So
some kind
muksha,
of
bubuksha and
immunity.
titiksha.
Immunity, basically.
Yes.
But it happens actually, But then one has to get subjected to this kind of thing repeatedly, then only it happens. Like, see, the second thing is that you have to create those difficult conditions sometimes, simulate it. Otherwise, if it's happening once in a while, then you get disturbed. Probably this could be, this is what, we have read in the scriptures, because people used to deliberately go to the difficult, difficult, demanding conditions probably. I don't know if it's truth or not, but people say they used to know. All Methodist stories are referring to those kind of situations. But our life is totally different. We are in a highly big comfort zone, I put this way. Because we are so used to, live a lifestyle of full of comfort. That's why probably it is a difficult. That's why you're getting towards kind of distracted with any kind of sensory, I would say, discomfort.
True, very true. I think that's why, because of nowadays we are so used to too much of comfort.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we have more psychological problems, because the more physically we are occupied then you see that if one day you do your physical training or whatever, some running or whatever you do, after that the mind settles down easier than if you don't do these trainings. Mind is, because there is just this one energy, and it goes always up and down and up and down in us. Now, if that energy gets channelized into some kind of a physical effort and gets used up there, for the training of the body, after that the mind feels much settled than if you don't have these walks or trainings or whatever. Because it's same energy, it will do the up and down, because it's just like unemployed energy. What will it do? So if it is not employed towards the physical, for example, then it will just do up and down in the mental and emotional. It will just give us too much chatter with which we have to deal. While if we are like, we see it with labor workers, how they just have too much intensive labor work and then lesser psychological problems. We, because of the comforts that we have arranged around ourselves, it has become like a cobweb. So very true. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So physical use of energy and selfless service in any which regard to whatever maybe our natural inclination, some selfless physical service somewhere, if it becomes a part of our daily life, it's very, very helpful, because then our problems become secondary. They may be there, but then there is something higher in front of us which we have to attend today. So for that we rise up and we go to whatever the service that we are doing, and for the time being everything can wait. All the troubles of my life can wait. Everybody has troubles. Who doesn't have troubles? But we don't have to make it too big. Yes, Sanjeev ji.
Yeah, namaste, Monica ji. I have one question. When I begin that stillness in the physical, I could do that stillness in the physical. I can develop that, but to still the mind or bring that complete mental silence is a bit difficult. Means for me, is there any way to bring that silence or peace
So
within?
the first day of the swimming class, the swimming coach will not ask us to run a marathon in swimming, right?
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have to make such a big jump that the first day, at least for me, it is the first day with us, all of us together. And we are talking of absolute mental silence, not possible. We can see, everything has a momentum.
Yes.
We are living a life which is full of noise and chatter. It has a momentum. Physics, basic laws of physics. It's like a ball running for lifetimes. And now for it to completely come to a stop, be sure that another few lifetimes may be required. So that is not our aim. Right now, the only thing that we are working towards, first of all, is that can we not believe too much in the mental chatter and go further. Like you are the footballer, and from one team to the other goal, you have to make the goal. So what is your focus on? Okay, let me not get distracted from the people who try to stop me from left and right and left and right. Right? That's what you say. Let me not get distracted. Let me just go take this ball forward. So from left and right, you will have mental chatter. Be sure about it and take it as a fact, like a spider in the room. It is there. But now you don't have belief in those thoughts, that much of belief that you had earlier. So whenever they come visit you like guests, we don't entertain them. We don't indulge in them. They are there. Like ghosts and spirits, they will be there because of that momentum. But we will stop giving them attention and we will carry the ball forward to the other goalpost, which is having that stillness and stationing the consciousness wherever feels right to us, deep in the heart or above. Right now, we will say that no, right now there is something else which is more important that I need to attend. You can come later. You can show your importance later. So this clarity of will is required from your part.
Okay.
Yeah. And Sri Aurobindo, read Letters on Yoga 3. Sri Aurobindo says that we cannot expect absolute mental silence in this very beginning. But the only thing he also says, and I'm just paraphrasing, the only thing is that when these background chatter is there, we just don't entertain it. It's like how you are reading newspaper and in the background TV is running. You're not listening to the news, the TV is running. Many people do that, but they are more interested in the newspaper. So in the background there is noise, but you are here. So this is clarity of your will, that if you want to make this happen in your life, it will happen. It will happen, knowing that the thoughts that visit you, they are just like empty bubbles, and you can ignore them if you want, for something which has to be done. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, yes, madam. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
And also that, we have had belief in our thoughts and feelings for a very long time. They are our torchlight. So ekdam se they can't lose importance. But slowly, as through our experiences, we become convinced that there is nothing really truly I'm getting by getting lost again and again in that chatter. Then we become convinced, and it is possible with that conviction to then do the right thing and not engage. But engaging is always a choice that we have to know. We can't ever say that the circumstances became too big. I always have a choice. The circumstances may appear big, but I have a choice what I want to do right now. So slowly we have to develop that partition in the being, which we were talking in the beginning, the witnessing consciousness and the movements of the Prakriti. So there is an observer in me, the witness, and then there are thoughts, feelings, sensations, body, perceptions, everything is there. Slowly that cleavage has to happen. Sri Aurobindo talks about this disentanglement. This has to happen. And the more degree, to a greater degree that it happens, it will become easier for us to then make this clarity of will. So Sri Aurobindo says that as we feel empowered as the witness, slowly we realize that I was the person who was giving sanction to keep indulging in all these things. The moment I withdraw the sanction, that no, I don't want to indulge, they have actually no power. Who was giving them power? Me. So slowly we realize, and it's a gradual process. We have to see, just in 2-3 sessions or even in 10 sessions, we can't, something glimpse of it we can get. But as we were reading yesterday, it comes through abhyasa. Abhyas is the word. So everything in the material world takes time, and this also takes time. So we have to be a little perseverant, as Mother says. Perseverance is one of the 12 qualities that Mother says are required.
Yes.
धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब
धीरे
कुछ
सब कुछ होए,
माली सींचे 100 घड़ा ऋतु आए फल होए.
When I first visited Matri Mandir in Auroville, and in the second time we were given choice to meditate in 12 chambers. So there were 2 chambers, and I was given, I had grace and there was a perseverance, and I was given choice. At that time I did not know, and I chose perseverance. And then later I went, oh my God, I should have chosen grace. Then the person told me that you have already grace, that's why you have to do perseverance.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So while we are lying down, When we go to sleep, it can be a beautiful exercise. Some of us may be doing it already, to invoke again, as Mother says, absolute stillness and immobility in the being. Make the being absolutely still, if possible. At times it may not be possible, but whenever possible, we can try to invoke that peace and stillness in the being. Remember the mother, maybe play some mantra in the background that helps us remember, and sleep as if sleeping in the lap of the mother. That really helps. Even if a few days, we may have at times things are overwhelming, the outside things. So if one is not able to concentrate, at least to feel that embrace of the mother, that mother is with us all the time, that also uplifts quite a bit. And then it stabilizes the consciousness, which was very altered and not able to ingather. Enjoying the stillness. We have to enjoy time to time, whenever you have pockets of time, enjoy the stillness in the being.
This word stillness is very, very important and precious.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Stillness, experiencing the stillness. This is my take.
So in the book, this little book, The Mother, I'm sure some of us may know already about it. So I think this was also very helpful for me, still helpful, where a mother talks about these, Sri Aurobindo talks about the 4 aspects of the mother. One of the aspects we touched upon, Imperial Maheshwari seated above. So he says, Imperial Maheshwari is seated in the wideness above the thinking mind. And sublimates and greatens the will and thinking mind into wisdom and largeness. So our thinking mind usually is very narrow, and the will is also it's very little limited will, very soon it shatters. So it says Imperial Maheshwari is seated in the wideness above the thinking mind and will, and sublimates and greatens them into wisdom. Greatens the thinking mind and greatens the will also, the personal will. It greatens into wisdom and largeness, or floods with a splendor beyond them. And then again, when we are stationing our consciousness above, we at times experience force coming down, descent of force. There Sri Aurobindo talks about the aspect of Mahakali, that it is the aspect of Mahakali when the force comes down. Mahakali is of another nature, not wideness, but height. Not wisdom, but force and strength are her peculiar power. There is in her an overwhelming intensity. So this is the aspect of Mahakali. Intensity, force, power, a mighty passion of force to achieve, a divine violence rushing to shatter every limit and obstacle. Intolerant of imperfection, she deals roughly with all in man that is unwilling, and she is severe to all that is obstinately ignorant and obscure. Ill will is smitten at once by her scourge. So it's very interesting, to read from time to time the book, The Mother. But Mother says that I don't like to use the Mahakali aspect, somewhere she mentions. She says, I like the Mahalakshmi aspect, prosperous and full of abundance, and sweetness. Yeah. But I feel that personally, a person like me, I from time to time need the Mahakali aspect. Dog's tail.
Actually, I had read somewhere that one devotee was asking to see, she has seen all the roop of mother, only Mahakali she has not seen. So she prayed to that, and on one day she once when that United Nations that they had sent that proposal to construct their Aurobindo, right? So they have asked for some document from the ashram, so that that was getting delayed, and I think here some delay has happened, and it came to the notice of the mother, and that person was fortunately in front of her. So she was he saw that day the Mahakali avatar of, she was so furious, so she doesn't like any imperfection. So after that he said that I should not ask for Mahakali because it will have a lot of impact. So he cannot bear that sometime.
Very true. Yes, yes. Any blow requires a lot of, so on anything on which I'm making that blow, to receive that blow, it has to be very solid and strong. Usually we have all our imperfections. So that's why what you're sharing resonates, because if we invite that frontal assault, then we have to be ready for all the shattering, which of course may be very helpful, but we don't know whether we are ready for it or not. But the aspect of force is Mahakali's aspect. That's what I wanted to share. And Sri Aurobindo also shares this in Letters on Yoga 3 that we were taking up yesterday. That when the force comes down, it is the aspect of Mahakali. Yeah, anything more? Anyone? We'll do, again, while ending, we'll do like around 7-8 minutes of music and centering. But before that, we still have lots of time.
You have sent that said that Pavitra Das book. Could you tell what is the? I had gone through that page. Yeah, could you tell some significant point of that book?
Significant in the sense, why I found that book very significant is that what we are trying to do here, in this workshop, we see many of these direct questions that Pavitra Da is asking Sri Aurobindo, and he's answering. So it is I found it very helpful, because it is just this rising above the mind, and how he's also feeling from time to time really stuck in the mind. He's a mental person, and he's just like, he has a very stable vital that he shares, Pavitrada. He shares that vital, the tummy and the part, it's very stable, because he has been usually very dry from the very beginning. So no restlessness there. But mentally he's overactive. He shares many questions to which Aurobindo replies, and how he says that you will have to stop believing in all that, and then you'll have to go above, you'll have to go above. So all that, this one-to-one dialogue and little problems that we face, I found it very helpful, like very intimate conversations with Sri Aurobindo, and good pointers for us. So in that sense, this station of consciousness that he's also talking about in his conversations, particularly that I found very helpful. And the overactivity of the mind, how we are troubled by that. Then he becomes interested in a lady, So then he asks Sri Aurobindo that, okay, I'm sending you this picture, and there is something about this lady. What do you think? And Sri Aurobindo then talks about that. He again asks next day, okay, what do you think about the picture? And then he shares that no, that lady is mostly on the vital plane, and I don't think she will open spiritually. It's very the other person maybe, yes, but not that lady, so stay away. Something like that. So yeah, they're interesting and uplifting, I would say.
And allowed Amrita to go to meet them.
Yeah, very true. To each his own, no?
To reach his own.
And he I think there is one anecdote where Amal Kiran, he was about to, I think, maybe getting married second time. And Sri Aurobindo did not say that you should go and get married, but he wanted to, and he got married second time. And because he had promised that I have to be with, there was a person who loved him very much, and she wanted to get married, and still he had such a beautiful communication with Sri Aurobindo, no matter whether he was physically here or not. So I don't know, I found these, because if we are not engaging in the troubling things, we need energy occupied at some level or another, right? We need occupation for that energy, employment. And all these records of all the sadhaks and disciples of the earlier times, somehow I find them very, very uplifting, and it's a good
Yes.
place for immersion, because somewhere or the other we will remain immersed. So half of the time we can remain immersed in the physical activities of the day, the physical work that we do wherever we are going, manual work. And whenever we have time to read these things, and things written by the sadhaks and disciples, and their anecdotes and their touch with the mother, somehow I found it's a good
Yes.
place to,
It's
dip
helpful
in.
because there are different types of sadhaks. They all have different. So somewhere you can identify where this problem is with
True.
me, this problem is with me.
True, very
And it
true, very
helps.
true.
It helps.
Yes. And we also see this, as you said, the wide variety,
Yes.
like so many varieties. Everybody has their own permutation and combination of their nature. And Sri Aurobindo and Mother are never saying the same thing to the persons.
Yes.
They're for every person different things, and prescribed it like a dosage. कि ये तुम्हारे लिए अच्छा है, ये तुम्हारे लिए अच्छा है. So it's very interesting to see how
Really
they deal.
interesting.
Yeah.
Even I tried some of the things with Mother in Preeti Das Gupta's memoir. She tells some recipe, how to make bread with milk, and interesting.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried that also.
Wow. And we also see that everybody has like something different to share. For example, if we listen to Kirit Joshi, what he shares about the mother. In one of the talks, he was sharing his touch with the mother, and he said, I don't know what to say. For to me, she was always so sweet, sweetness all the time. She was so sweet to me. But that would not be, the experience with all the people.
Right.
Everybody has their own intimate relationship with the mother. So this uniqueness and our intimate relationship with the divine, and the varieties possible, the infinite variety possible, somehow very uplifting. And there are also 4 volumes of books, how they came to the mother, something like that, how they came to the mother, by Shama Kumari.
Ji.
Sham Kumari?
Shyama Kumari.
Shama Kumari. There are 4 volumes, how they came to the mother. And I think they are really,
I have
again,
read only one book by Shyama Kumari.
Yes. So I found 4 volumes, and in 4 volumes there are just accounts of people, how they came to Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and their personal intimate connection and touch with them. It's very inspirational.
In fact, on YouTube, Narad had a episode with all those other mothers meeting with mother.
Yes.
The name is Meeting with Mother. It's a Auroville. It's a beautiful. You don't want to see anything else on the TV. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
It's the living story of those sadhaks, how they had darshan of mother, and how everything's changed. All those days, some of them are living in Auroville. So it is very interesting, meeting the mother, meeting with
Very
mother.
nice. Yeah.
This is also uplifting.
So I'll just maybe read something from Pranab Das recollection. So he says, during the last 49 years, mother told me a lot of things about the sadhana. So he was very close with the mother. Some of us may already know, Pranab Dada. The fact that I could express all that so briefly and beautifully took me by surprise. I felt that mother had herself spoken through me. Here is what was said. So he's like putting it in points, what mother shared with him. Supramental process of action. The formula given by mother, as he says. Number 1, remain absolutely quiet in all parts of your being. Number 2, aspire and call. Number 3, you will get a response from above. 4, place your problem before it and wait peacefully. 5, that direction will come from above. 6, receive it and implement it through your mind, life, and body. 7, there should be no likes, dislikes, and preferences. 8, help will come, the right man will come, the resources will come, the material will come, and the right action will take place. And then he gives a little bit of note below that. I'll share the snapshot. Absolute surrender, no personal reaction, no personal preference, absolute detachment, and having no fear whatsoever. This is his personal note. And his observation is, tried many times and obtained wonderful results.
Good.
Yeah.
Book is it from?
Sorry?
This is from which book?
So this is these recollections by Pranab Dada. The book is called as I Remember.
Okay.
Okay. So any sharing or reflection before we maybe do another practice towards the end? Now, I think I shared a couple of things on WhatsApp. I hope all of us have received it. Even if we don't have, it doesn't matter. Sooner or later, we will stumble upon whatever is required for us. There's plenty of material nowadays online and wherever. So, yeah. And also about the thing that we have to just maintain that connect. So sure, we see it in letters that he says that now once you have gotten a glimpse of it, keep that contact, maintain that contact, and from time to time you visit it, the station above the head or deep in the heart. Time to time you make frequent visits. Otherwise it sinks in the background and again we have lost touch. So if we want to work on it, if we feel an inclination from time to time, this is what we do, when we are making a new friend. Very symbolic. Time to time we make visits, right? We meet. We either meet over coffee or over a walk. We want to develop a relationship, increase that contact. So with mother also, with the station above the consciousness, above the brain lodged mind also, we have to keep maintaining that contact so that a concrete relationship develops. And that becomes more concrete than how the material existence feels so concrete. There, one last anecdote and then we will start. There was once a psychic visiting. I heard it in a talk long ago. And she said that, and she was in a hall full of audience and she was giving this talk. She could see, she was a clairvoyant and a psychic, and she could see many things which with normal eyes we cannot see. So she, in the beginning of the talk, she said that if I told you how many beings are present here today, you would not believe me. You know, so for her, it is a concrete reality because she can see. But for us, we can't see and we say, oh, there is nothing there. So for somebody, there is nothing here, right? There is nothing here because I can't touch, because everything we make sure that, okay, if I can touch, then there is something there. But if we develop this sense, the inner sense, and we make concrete that touch, then for at least for yourself, it becomes alive. So maintaining that touch is a very, very important part of practice. Okay, so let us maybe do again little concentration before we end today. I'll also share Shraddhalu's meditation, Descent of Peace, with all of us again on the WhatsApp group. So we can keep our eyes open because these pictures are also very meditative, and to each his own, as you like in gathering. And if you want to station above while looking at it, that's also your choice.
Where thou shalt find at last thy road to bliss. Bliss is the secret stuff of all that lives. Indifference, pain and joy, a triple disguise, a tar of the rapturous dancer in the waves. Withhold from thee the body of God's bliss.
So I think that's it. And if there is any last winding up comments we can have, else we can.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and your guidance and sharing so much.
Thank you for your receptivity. Thank you. Thank you, James, for organizing this.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of
Thanks everyone for participating. I've just circulated a feedback form with the WhatsApp group, so please fill it in. Monica, it was a beautiful session. 3 beautiful sessions actually, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we have many other events planned at the moment, so please join us. If you find that one of them resonates with you, join. Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you, James. Thank you, Monica, for very useful, practical sessions.
Very much so. Very nice, intimate feeling as well. It was very good atmosphere. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your receptivity, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.